Hi, Mike here again with Northwest School of Fly Fishing Virtual Fly Fishing Academy. I'm here today to talk to you about prospecting. Not prospecting for gold or anything like that, but we're talking about prospecting for new fly fishing water. Being in the business and whatnot, I have a tendency to hear a lot of mumbles and grumbles and complaints amongst anglers about where they've been fishing. There were too many people there, and everywhere they went, there was somebody fly fishing. And that is true on many waters throughout America. When you want to go to these really good places that you read about and hear about, and you've been there before, and fishing's always good there, well, everybody else knows that, and they're just like you. They want to go there and fly fish too. However, there are lots of other places, certainly here in southwest Idaho, where no one fishes, and you don't know where they are, and no one talks about them, and so on and so forth. And you have to find these areas, and that's called prospecting. That's looking for new water. That's you come to me and you ask me about this creek you found. I don't know. I've never fished it. Nobody else has. So you need to really kind of see what's out there and learn how to find all these places that we have in the Northwest where there's lots of fish in there and no one fishing them. And to begin with, when we're talking about prospecting for new water, it really begins with a map. The old-fashioned fold-up map or whatever, or you're going somewhere and you want to open that map out and see what else is available there, and you can do a little prospecting with there. And most states now have these map books, and you can find blue ribbon trout water map books. I'd stay away from those because they're only talking about a certain river where you can find where you want to fish here, and it'll show you all the other areas around there that might pique your interest. I know we're in the midst of winter right now, and I'll spend hours out in the fireplace just looking at maps and I mean hours and hours over the wintertime just looking at maps and searching out and looking for new places to fly fish. And the success rate that I have is extraordinarily high. I go there, and everything mixes and matches here. And when I go there, it's every bit as great as I thought it would be. So I'd rather tell you about all the success stories than the ones that didn't pan out. But I always start with a map. And from that point, I can get a more regional map, a more specific map. And those are Forest Service maps. Much of our water is in Forest Service maps. And the Forest Service is really good. They're broken down into districts. And you see right here, this is a Boise National Forest and a Payette National Forest. And when you open these maps up, now they're really detailed. And you can really zoom in on where you want to go on these maps. Now you're starting to get a little more focused. So you went from a book map or a paper map, and you went right to a Forest Service map. And from a Forest Service map, you can also find specific maps that are published for a specific water, such as the Henry's Fork, and I have one here of the Big Wood River. This one right here on the Big Wood River is your typical fold-up map that you would find in a fly shop or somewhere. You can get these online too, and what I like about these maps are they even tell you where the access points are off of private property, and you can get even finer details. And that's generally enough to get me where I want to go. However, today we have the internet, and the internet is really good because it is a research resource. They don't always have these in here. They don't always have the specific water that you're looking for in that research base. But the internet also has a thing called Google Maps, or your favorite map. I use Google Maps, and I'll identify that particular water on Google Maps, and now I can really blow it up and get that satellite view of that. And then I'll start writing down the top 10 new waters that I want to go to. Now the research really begins. I really start looking at how that stream that I found, is it frozen, is it flowing all winter? Do I know anybody else that has fished? Do I have any clues at all? And then I'll rank those top 10 by priority. And why do I do that? Is because the last step in prospecting new water is you have to go there. You got to go there. And if I prioritize them, the ones that I want to go to first are labeled first, second, and third, and those are the ones that I maybe have only time to see those 2 or 3 rivers because of time, distance from where I live, and so on and so forth. I physically have to go there and actually fish them, and that's the learning curve. I have lived in Southwest Idaho for over 3 decades now, and I know the water around here pretty good, but there's always new water that I haven't fished yet. And if you take the time to really research, sit down and open up a map and put yourself there and view these things kind of with your eyes closed, you'd be surprised how many places you're going to be fishing where nobody else fly fishes at all. I spend probably a good 80% of my fly fishing season fishing on rivers and streams where there are no other fly fishermen, just me. And many of those I found on my own, and many of those are within an hour or 2 from where I live. So don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. There are other rivers that exist outside your area, and begin finding out where those are.